would love to have one like that. Yeah, hi there, Anne, and also hi there, Jeff. I did see you here before in the chat, so yeah, apologies for being late. Time got away on me. Yeah, I was chatting on Messenger a bit long too, actually, so you know how that is. But yeah, I'm here now and I'm bloody late. So yeah, I do apologise for that. I haven't even had my coffee yet, and I'm going to have to go and get my coffee. I don't think I'm going to have to get a sweater actually. But I'll just see if I can get you all started on my computer, on my laptop here, just so that I can keep up with chat. I've got my laptop here, so hopefully I can get that started, and just to keep up with chat, because oftentimes it doesn't sort of show up, and I'm thinking, oh, I'm going to have to go and get myself a coffee as well, so do bear with me. So yeah, hopefully we can keep up here, and oops, that's not what I want. I'll just see if I can open this and get this up. And so that I can sort of keep up. And so I'll just get you all started here. And hopefully I can keep up with chat. Then I'm going to have to go and get myself a coffee. I haven't had my coffee yet today, and you know how that is. Not good. So we're just sort of getting this up here, and bear with me, I'll get this started. And then I'm going to have to go and get some coffee, and then we'll sort of have a bit of a talk about the year that has been, and thinking, oh, I'm going to have to get a sweater. So I'll just see if I can get this thing started here. It's running slow. You know how that is. Oh, it's telling me to sign in still. Ah. Oh, I think it has signed itself in now, huh? You know, this computer just being a computer. And now it's going to run an ad. I just signed in on another account here. So, Anne, hi there. Anne, hi there. Jeff. So, great to see you. But yeah, I wish it was my Mustang. I wouldn't mind having one like that, actually, you know. you know, but anyways, I am going to get myself a coffee. I'm needing coffee, so bear with me. I was thinking I might have to go and get myself a sweater. Oh, this light shining on here too on my computer screen, so I may not see everything. Bear with me, but I'll go and get a coffee. Okay, I'm coming back. Yeah, I did put a sweater on while I was waiting for the water to boil to make coffee. So here I am. Who have I missed here? Howie. Hi there, Howie. Great to see you. So yeah, we're just going to have a bit of a talk and chit chat about what we've all achieved this year. And yeah, it's been, I guess you could say, it's been quite an interesting year. And please don't forget to smash the thumbs up. Definitely could do with more of those. a week ago we were just talking about Christmas, and now we're talking about New Year. Crazy, ain't it? But yeah, a bit late. I had to have a shower. I wasn't going to look like, you know, somebody, you know, that you might see in Walmart who shouldn't be going to Walmart dressed as they are. I certainly wasn't going to be doing that. Definitely want to at least look presentable on a live stream. So, you know, went and showered and all of that. But yeah, it's been a very interesting year. Let's see. Well, we'll sort of start from like, I guess you could say December a year ago. I was living in a nice place last year, and I had to move out of there in September. We're talking about 2024, and yeah, went to a place quickly. It was a friend of a friend sort of thing, and it turned out that the woman was batshit crazy, you know, just to put it lightly. And so I had to get out of there really quickly in December. You know, just get out, F off, get out. And really I didn't want to be there anymore anyways. She was pretty crazy and all of that, so I sort of ended up going to a share house because that's all I could find in December. And that absolutely sucked. And sucked with a capital S. And sucked period, you know, or not even with a period at the end, but an exclamation mark. And so moved in there December, and it was bad enough before Christmas and before New Year last year, but the place sort of got steadily worse, more decrepit, and there was 8 rooms there, so you could imagine what that was like, and a share house, so yeah, absolutely sucked. And it was full of people who should have been actually, I guess you could say, assisted living. They should have been assisted living or something like that. Oh, hi there, Tamara. Great to see you. And they're, like the other residents, they sort of had a lot of mental illnesses and drug issues and that sort of thing. And those things escalated during the year, and it was really driving me, you know, to despair, because the place was just so horrible, so dirty. The other residents were so crazy, and they'd be yelling and screaming and banging around and fighting and whatever they do when they're sort of full of drugs all night long. So, you know, one couldn't sort of sleep or anything. And trying to struggle to do my my college course that I've been doing, and I'll finish that in 2026, which is IT. So really struggling to do that. Because I just wasn't getting enough sleep and enough quiet or anything like that. You know what I mean? So really struggling, and plus I was doing it online too, which of course, like that, unless you're really computer savvy to start off with, I would say never do it online, do it on campus. I mean, of course we'd be doing it with Zoom meetings, but it's not the same as being in a classroom where you're actually physically with fellow students and with the instructor and that. And you know, it's so much easier just to ask somebody, oh, I've got this issue with this, oh, how do you do that, or why is that, or what's the issue with that. When you're in the classroom with somebody, it's just so easy. You can just sort of you know, bounce ideas off each other and help each other out and all that sort of thing. So, you know, even if the instructor's busy, you've got other classmates and you all sort of help each other out, and it's so easy. You can just sort of, you know, carry your laptop over next to them and sort of, or, you know, they've got a problem and you can help them out with their problem or what have you, and it's so much easier. So I was there until sort of the first week in December in what I call the stink house, and so it was really driving me to despair. And so I'd made a couple of songs about the joint, and you know, making the songs about the joint was just as much venting and getting it out of the system as anything, if you know what I mean. And I guess you could say my way of handling it, just trying to get it out there and get it out of the system and all of that. And of course, you know, one living in such conditions becoming more and more and more negative. And then finally October I got out of that place. I'd moved my college study, and you know, the student services people at the college I'm studying at are really, really good and really, really helpful. So, you know, that's good, and they're really, you know, really helpful. So I sort of moved it to on campus then, and I guess you could say in about September I did that. And that was a lot easier with it going there and doing it on campus, and you know, just able to, you know, everybody helps each other and all that sort of thing. Yes, so true, Tamara. Yeah, yes, so true. And yeah, I just find it a lot better. And so moved out of the horrible place early October, and sort of since then I've sort of had, or been able just to get to a few more places to film too. It's just easier when I'm not in the stink house to have to get out, you know, to go and film. And you know, plus you know, having somebody with or nearby, and she drives, so that's good. I can drive, but I don't have a car and can't afford one here anyways. And do I really want to buy one when my plan's not to stay in Australia anyway? So, you know, all of that. But I can't afford one anyways. A couple of times I've sort of had use of a car, I've gone and hired it or something where I've really, really needed one for, you know, something. And so, you know, regretted the cost of it. But, you know, you do what you got to do. This wind's getting a bit, you know, out here, but I thought I'd sort of sit outside to do this under the pergola here, so, you know. But got out of there and had an opportunity just to film a bit more at a few different events and things like that, so that's been really good. I will remind everybody just to smash the thumbs up. I certainly could do with more of those. And yes, I thumbs up my own video or my own live stream. It's been windy here for 2 days. Wow. Well, basically the weather here, temperature currently 64 and windy, which I don't mind at all. Much rather this than, you know, 64 is far better than 84. You know what I mean? I don't like the hot weather at all, and you know, the hot weather and the sun here has really, really done a job on my skin. It's really, you know, it doesn't suit my skin at all. So, you know, I've got to go and organise a skin check again with the Skin Cancer Centre. That was, I think it was January I got it done last year, and they say every year. Well, I was in a t-shirt and the the wind was colder than what the actual temperature was. The wind's blowing up off the sea, so that's why I put this hoodie on. You know, 64, if it wasn't windy and the wind not coming off the ocean, yeah, I would have stayed in the t-shirt too. I'd only put this hoodie on because the wind was a bit, you know, savage. Or the wind gusts, and then it'll sort of stop and it won't be anything. And I think today's temperature top might be about 65 or 66 or something, so pretty good. I don't mind that at all. But if it was 84 out here, I don't know if I'd be sitting out here either. It'd be just too bloody hot. I don't like it at all once it sort of, you know, once it sort of gets much over 80, I absolutely hate it. And a couple of days ago, it was 97. And the worst thing was I had to go out in it because I had a doctor's appointment. So I had to go out in it, and oh, yuck. So of course, you know, went out sort of with my umbrella and that just to keep the sun off my face a little bit, and covered up with sunscreen and all sorts of stuff, and trying not to get sunburned. Starting pepper seeds this week. So excited to grow again. Awesome. Yeah, that sounds wonderful. And you know, it seems to be that you're starting them pretty early, but that, I guess that's just how it is. I don't know, pepper seeds, when I'd grown them, I was living in the tropics at the time. So, you know, living in Thailand or Indonesia or what have you, and we'd just throw them out into the garden and they'd just come up, you know, and it was good. You didn't sort of have to put a lot of work into, you know, into growing your hot peppers or even bell peppers or anything like that. You just sort of, you know, threw the seed out and just waited for it to grow. Yes, we had that same weather. Awesome. I have a greenhouse to put them in after I get a little bit big. Oh, yes. So, sort of when you put them in the greenhouse, then you're going to hopefully have peppers early. Is that right? Because I don't think they took that long to grow from memory. It's been a while since I've grown them, and been a while since I've been anywhere where I can sort of grow anything, if you know what I mean. I'd sort of grow a few things in pots here and I could, but I'm moving to student housing in January, so, you know, it's just, you know, what's the point? And it's impossible, you know. Student housing, you're basically looking at sort of like, I guess you could say an ensuite room. Basically, it's just like, you know, in size, it's a large bedroom size actually with an ensuite. And there's a shared kitchen. But, you know, it's student housing. It's really nice. It's really modern. It's clean. It's air-conned and heated. So, you know, it's all good there. It's not like some dirty old stink house like I was in before. You know, and students that are living on campus are generally, they're not ones to be doing all sorts of craziness in the middle of the night, making a lot of noise or anything. Not when they're living on campus, so, you know, it'll be quite good. And, you know, it looks a very nice, well-kept place. There's security and car parking, and, you know, there's a laundry, and you don't even, you know, the laundry's sort of free to use. You don't have to put coins in the machines or anything to use it, so, you know, that's all good there. And plenty of machines, and they're clean machines and modern and all of that, so really good. Oh, thank you, Anne. Well, I probably could. I mean, I could always grow it in the window or whatever. I mean, nothing's stopping me from doing it, but it's just all more stuff to move and to carry, if you know what I mean. Oh, hi there, Gail. Great to see you. And, you know, it's the way I'm sort of thinking is reducing stuff. I don't want a lot of stuff to try and carry and deal with, if you know what I mean. You can understand. And, you know, when I move out of the student housing, it's just more stuff to deal with and to get rid of. Yeah, absolutely, yeah. Happy New Year, everyone. Yes, thank you, Anne. Thank you. And yes, I'll repeat that message. Happy New Year to everyone. So basically my course, my college course, will finish next year, and it finishes, I think it's about the 28th or something of July, right at the end of July. So I'll be living there until then, but you know, in August I'm sort of trying to think what's my next step. And what I'm wanting to do is actually get things sorted so that I can travel. That's what I really want, and that's my big project for 2026. IT, information technology, that's what I'm studying. 54? Oh, nice. Yeah, this wind's getting up, so I apologise. You know, rattle now with this wind. So yes, that's what I'm studying is IT, information technology. So, and I wanted to do that because I thought, well, I can sort of, you know, get some use out of it for my YouTube stuff, you know, and especially modules that are interesting for that. If I want to make a website, you know, learned how to actually do a website. That's one thing I learned. Next year we're going to be learning about cloud computing. Also learned about copyright and how copyright works. So that was really good and interesting and really valid for me as well in my situation. Learning about how copyright works and you know, all the different nuances to do with copyright and intellectual property and all of that was really, really useful to learn about that and really helpful. So basically what I want is if I can get things to work out. And so next year I'm going to be trying to save as much as I can as well. You know, this year it's sort of, you know, spent a lot sort of then on getting prepared for this course, you know, and then, you know, the fee for doing this course, new laptop, new phone because I needed a new phone to do everything with YouTube as well as with this course, and so, you know, basically I've cleaned myself out unfortunately, but you know, it is what it is, but it's sort of you know, stuff that I needed to try and do this next step. And also with this course, it's also a qualification which could be really, really useful for me as well. Oh, somebody walking past here. I was thinking, who's talking here? But yeah, it's just somebody walking past. Good. So, you know, I'd sort of spent sort of on the next step, and that's sort of, you know, spending on this step to get out of Australia sort of thing. So it's all, you know, all been useful there. And Well, yes, so true, Tamara. Sometimes you have to spend money to make money. Yeah, which is unfortunate. You've got to do that, but it's the way the world works. So, you know. So next year I'll be trying to do a lot of saving when I can. You know, I do have a big cost in January. But then after that I'll be pretty set. It's just with the you know, there's a deposit I've got to find for the student housing of about between $500 and $600. So, you know, that is what it is. And then the weekly rent, the student housing is $280. Yes, everything is so bloody expensive these days. Yes, so true, Jack. Then it's $280 per week, the student housing. But that includes like the cost of electricity, the cost of propane, the cost of water. It's all heated and everything. Everything gets cleaned regularly, although we do have to clean our own rooms and en-suites, which, you know, that's normal and expected. But, you know, like your costs of everything is covered basically. So all I need to do is buy a bit of food and that's it. And maybe I'll be a bit naughty and use the food bank a bit or something like that, just so I can try and save some money. Yes, the cost of everything has gone up since 2020. Yes, and it's just ridiculous the way the cost of everything has gone up since 2020. You know, it's not just double. A lot of things are bloody triple and four times. And, you know, like, you know, particularly, you think 2021 to 2022, everything doubled, and then, you know, 2022 to 2023, everything doubled again, and then we all know what 2024 was like. It was just absolutely ridiculous. So, you know, things have just gone ridiculous in pricing. And, you know, 2025 things have gone up, but they didn't sort of go up as sharp as what they did in 2024, I found. But they're still ridiculous. But nothing ever come down in price, and that bloody sucks, you know. Nothing came down in price. Thank you, Gail, for that point. Well, yes, you know, to get your, well, a haircut, basically you're looking at pretty much the same sort of money. Good luck at finding one for $20. Actually, you're not going to find anything for $20. Actually, what I do is, and I need to do that again, I need to go back to the hairdressing department at the college that I'm staying at, because they do these things really cheap. Like they'll do a trim, a wash, a blow dry and a treatment for $13 because the students do it. But of course, excuse my croaky voice now, the students do it, but they do it a really good job, and there's the instructors sort of, you know, watching every step that they're doing, and plus you're helping them out, you know, with their training, because that's what they need. They're wanting models to do different you know, hair procedures, colorings, you know, curling, perms, straightening, whatever. They're wanting models, as in real people who are willing to actually practice on. So you can go to those departments and get those things cheaper because they're wanting, you know, at colleges, hairdressing colleges and, you know, beauty colleges, that sort of thing. You know, where, you know, the ladies are learning how to cut hair or do nails or do facials or whatever. To go and see them, and of course they're helping us out by cheaper prices, but we're helping them out by, you know, giving them people to practice on. Oh yes, Tamara, my mum got her hair done at a cosmetology school. Yes, awesome. No, I'd got these nails done, but I will during the year get them done there at school. And you know, I spent $20 to get these done. The lady who does them, she does them for a good price. She's actually a friend of the friend where I'm staying, and so she does them for a good price. I just got nail polish. I didn't get shellac. I may at the salon get shellac. Oh yes, Jeff, I'll cut my own hair and cut your kids' hair. Well, you know, guys can cut their own hair. They'll just, you know, get those buzzer things and just buzz the hair off or what have you. And a couple of times I've sort of, you know, watched some YouTube videos that show how ladies, we can cut our own hair. You know, you put a couple of pigtails and you sort of, you know, pull it over the front and cut it this level, and then pull the back bit up and cut it that level. And I mean, it does work to a fashion. If you really can't afford to get a haircut, it does work, but it's not brilliant, but it does work, you know what I mean? But if you can find somewhere, or you have somewhere nearby where they're actually you know, have a school of hairdressing or something like that, and find, you know, somewhere like that, you can get a lot of things done and not be spending a lot of money because they're actually needing the models. And there's been a couple of times when I've just been sitting in the library doing something at the college, and the hairdressing students or the salon students haven't had a model, and they needed a model for the day. And you know, they've offered, oh, would you like a free you know, treatment, style and trim, or free nails done or whatever, because we need somebody. So we're just going to do it for free just because we need somebody on today. You know, they've got to, you know, the instructor wants to see something, or they need to you know, pass a module or what have you. So it's been a few times where I've actually got some things done for free. So, you know, that's really, really good. And really, really useful. This wind. Let's see what it is. It's going to be gusts of about 15 miles per hour, I think. I mean, this is sort of behind a fence and sheltered a bit here, so, you know, if I was just on the top of the hill with no fence around me, because it, you know, it's a board fence and solid board fence, so it is cutting it down a bit, the gusts would be sort of quite annoying. You know what I mean? But, you know, I found that's been really good for getting some things done. And I'm going to find a few more departments with the beauty school and just see if I get some facials and things done as well. You know, instead of paying a fortune going to a salon somewhere, if I can sort of you know, help them out by giving them a model to do those things with, and they're helping me out by the better prices, why not? So, you know, that's sort of the way I'm sort of looking at it. Hopefully this wind settles down a bit. I just let mine grow out, cut it every 2 or 3 years. Yes, I can understand that, Gail. I mean, I had been doing that too before I found, you know, the hairdressing school. So, you know, but to find that the ends get that dry and split ends and horrible, that, you know, you're really needing to get something done. You know what I mean? Yeah, free is good. Yes, free is always good. So, you know, I'd advise anybody, if you sort of got access to a hairdressing school or something like that sort of in your area, seek them out and, you know, just see what they can do, because they're all the time looking for models. Yes, just let it grow nice. Yep. Maybe I could if I was in a better climate too. You know, this place with the way the sun is and it's so hot and horrid, it really does murder your hair and murder your skin, you know what I mean? So you sort of do need some extra care for it. But, you know, maybe living in a better location that's better on your skin and better on your hair and everything would sort of, you know, be quite a difference too. I don't know. But, you know, that's sort of what I'm sort of planning next year is just to try and save some money and try and get over to you all sort of like August. You know, that's sort of what I really, really want. So, hoping YouTube's really kind to me that I can get some money sort of saved up too. You know what I mean? So really hoping YouTube's kind to me. Or the bloody lottery is kind to me. That would be nice. You know? Because I'm sort of getting sick of being stuck here, if you know what I mean. And, you know, if I've got things sort of worked out for me, I'd actually, even if I could drop in at Thailand for a week or two and catch up with some friends there, and Indonesia and that as well on my way over, you know what I mean? If I could. You know, being stuck here for all these years is sort of really, you know, not made me very happy, you know what I mean? This wind is quite annoying, and I'm thinking I need another coffee, and then we'll chit-chat a bit more. And if you can, put your plans, what you're planning for the new year ahead in chat. And also anything you'd like to talk about that you'd achieved during this year as well, put into chat. We'll talk about that as well if you'd like. And of course, anybody in blue, if you want your own channels or video or something shared out, please do so. I'm happy to sort of share those things out. And I'm just going to grab another copy. This copy's got cold. Oh, and if everybody could please check out the Arielle-Viking Cooks channel. I did put a video up there just a couple of days ago, and would love everybody to go and watch that. Don't know if I've got a mod here who could share that video or share that channel. Would love if somebody could, but I'm going to get another coffee. This was my first cup of coffee, and I'm needing more. Everybody will be having a giggle. Okay, I'm coming back. I decided I'd actually have a cup of chocolate. Well, I made it mocha actually. I got some of Aldi's chocolate. Yes, New Year's Eve day here. I'll just see what I've got here. Yeah, New Year's Eve today, so yeah. Just see what I've missed. We are going to get together to play games and eat finger food. Sounds awesome, Gail. Yeah, we're going to play cards or something. Probably won't make midnight. Yeah, that's fair enough, Jeff. And I never stay up that late. Yeah, I'm ahead of you. Yeah, crazy time difference. I'm sorry, dude. Days Eve. Yeah, good one. All sounds like you've all got plans. Awesome. I'm not sure exactly. Share what? I mean, you can share anything you want to share here. Your plans, or you know what you got planned for this coming year with YouTube. What you got done with YouTube, whatever. But yeah, I just made some hot chocolate up, and I made it mocha actually. You know, the sachet of hot chocolate. It's the Aldi all cap chocolate. And I just sort of added like half a teaspoon of coffee powder. Look at the creepy thing hiding in the background. I don't know what's creepy hiding in the background here. New Year's Eve, yep. Yeah, got that. I don't know, is it me creepy in the background? I don't know. It's probably, I don't know, what's in the background here that's creepy? I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, I'm not sure what exactly we're doing. I mean, Jeanette, my friend here that I'm living with at the moment. Oh, the statue, yeah. Oh yeah, that's a little Buddha statue or something, I think. Yeah, like a little garden ornament. I know Jeanette's wanting to go out. She wasn't sure whether just come here, just stay here and have some people come here. I mean, I'd be just as happy to stay here and not go out, really. But, you know, if she's wanting to go out, I'll go out, sort of thing. But, you know, I'd be just as happy to stay here. I mean, I haven't sort of done anything on a New Year's Eve for years, and I'm not really feeling it, if you know what I mean. And, you know, I'd be happy just to stay and, you know, save money, not go out. Save some money, you know, personally. But, you know, what will be, will be. I'd be just as happy setting up and running a live stream over New Year, you know what I mean? So maybe next New Year, you know, next year will be quiet, I don't know. Or maybe it'll be full on, I don't know. Don't know where I'll be. But, you know, I don't really have to celebrate. You know, I know Jeanette's wanting to see some fireworks. Well, you know, if I see some fireworks and film, yeah, cool. But, probably would just go to a suburb nearby here. Don't think going right into the city. And with some of the recent events in this country, I hope to see fireworks. Yep. With some of the recent events in this country, I'm not really feeling like going out to some huge event where there's a huge crowd anyways, if you know what I mean. Just not feeling like it's really that good and that safe to do. I did hear some news report saying that the police are going to be walking around big crowded events with AKs and ARs and things, just to try and keep this crowd safe. So, you know, the coppers walking around with the big AR, sort of cops walking around with the big AR everywhere. With you know, with all the threats that are going on in this place, with, you know, with what happened in Bondi in Sydney sort of a couple of weeks ago, the authorities are all pretty jumpy now. Who's come up here? I can't see. Oh, Stephanie. Hi there, Stephanie. Great to see you. And thanks so much for coming in. So I'm not really feeling it to sort of go out to a sort of a big crowded event, like New Year's Eve right in the city or something like that. Do you know what I mean? With all that's been going on here in this country, you know, we're talking about what happened in Sydney with Bondi Beach and that sort of thing. And, you know, there's been talk, there's been a few other plots sort of foiled or found or whatever, and arrests made with some other things being planned. So it's all sort of pretty concerning. So not really wanting to go somewhere where there's going to be huge crowds. The baby. I'm not sure what you mean there, Gail. I didn't sort of get your whole context of messages, I don't think, so I'm not sure what I've missed there. But of course, you know, I'm, what, 17 hours ahead of you all, or 18 hours ahead of you all, so, you know, with the crazy time difference. Current time here, 11:35. So just coming up to midday here. So I could have a noonday's eve now if you want, you know, count down to noon or something. Everybody will be having a giggle at that. So I could do that, you know, walk countdown to noon, you know, 12 hours early or something. I will remind everybody, please smash thumbs up too. I need more of those, always. Always need more of those. I will have a video premiering. It'll be Thursday evening for you all. I have put it on my community tab, the announcement. Also on Facebook. Sent it out to a few people on SMS and Messenger and that sort of thing. Basically looking back at the last year and looking ahead for the new year. And of course I make mention that January is my channel's birthday. My first video that I made for YouTube was January 2019. My first video, so, you know, class of 2019. So I do make mention of that in the video that's coming up, and sort of a bit of a look back on the year that's been, and that sort of thing. I will have a video also. Homesteading Pastor. Hi there, Pastor Lon. Great to see you. And thanks so much for coming in. And praying that everything is going better with your health and with your family's health as well. Happy 7th birthday. Yes, thank you. And you know, YouTube was something I wanted to do right from when it started, and I wish that I did it when I wanted to do it first, if you know what I mean. We're talking about 2008 or something. Pretty much when YouTube was just starting to sort of take off. Trying to think, when did it start? About 2006 or something, but 2008 when it sort of started getting popular for you know, just watching and getting your music clips and watching your music and listening to your music. And there was just a few other things starting to come on there, like you know, people doing homesteading or cooking or what have you, just starting to come on then. And I wish I did it back then. But I didn't sort of have the guts to do it. Oh, I'm not going to put myself on camera. Oh yes, you didn't know that YouTube existed until 2020. Yep. Well, a lot of people sort of learned about YouTube or got onto YouTube in 2020 because of, you know, we all know what happened in 2020, and a lot of people had a lot of time on their hands to sort of, you know, see what can we find to watch on the internet or do on the internet or what have you. So, you know, but, you know, I remember 2008, you know, 2007, 2008, I was actually using YouTube back then. I wasn't sort of putting anything on there, but I was using it. I was teaching English as a foreign language in Thailand at the time. And so, you know, YouTube was really great for us teaching English as a foreign language, because our job in Thailand as native English speakers was actually to teach people how, you know, the syntax of spoken English and all that sort of thing, and not so much the hard and fast rules, but just how to speak it, how to use it, accent, all that sort of thing. And so one of the things we would do is we would actually get our students to sing. And so YouTube was really wonderful for that. You know, getting some really good, easy songs to sing, and actually like a lot of the songs to sing would be like kids songs, for example, you know, the wheels on the bus go round and round. But also like some country songs, you know, Dolly Parton or Kenny Rogers, that sort of thing. You know, not real quick songs and not difficult to actually sing. And so, you know, that'd be the sort of songs that we would use. Or classic rock songs, classic pop songs. You know, something that's easy to sing, but also something that's, you know, family friendly. So, you know, the lyrics ain't, you know, objectionable in any way or what have you. Because, I mean, of course, the students would be asking, oh, what's this word mean? And what's that word mean? And so it was sort of a great way for them to also increase their vocabulary as well. And that was sort of one of our jobs as English speakers, native English speakers too, for helping the students to, you know, increase their vocabulary. Because of course, you know, we'd be using words and saying things that ain't in the textbooks, but things that every native English speaker knows and says all the time. So, you know, it was really, really useful for that, YouTube. So, you know, we're talking about back in the day. I knew about YouTube right from the start sort of thing because of what I was doing, and used it as a tool. And I wish I got onto it then and started videoing. You know, living in Thailand, I could have got some wonderful material videoing it around Thailand. And of course, you know, if only. And of course, you know, if I started back then, my channel would be probably bloody huge. You know what I mean? But it is what it is. I didn't start back then, but I'm glad I started when I did. And I'm glad I started in 2019 and didn't sort of keep putting it off. You know, 2019 I decided, right, because I'd lost a job I was doing, and what am I going to do? And of course watching a lot of YouTube then, I thought, yeah, I want to make YouTube videos. I said, yeah, I can do that. And so I just sort of done it, you know what I mean? And I'm glad I didn't sort of keep putting it off. You know, I might have been only just starting in the last year otherwise if I just kept putting it off and doubting myself and that sort of thing. So, you know, I'm glad I sort of started when I did. All in its proper time, Ariella. Yeah, well, that could be true, yes. You know, could well be, Stephanie, yes. All in its proper time, yeah. But you know, if I started earlier, I might have had 1 million subscribers or many more by this and not be worrying about the cost of living or anything like I do now. But you know, that's what the world is. It's just, the world is all if only, if only, if only. And you know, it's sort of those two words vex so many of us, if only. You know, I'd love to hear what everybody's thoughts on that is. And I'd love to hear what everybody's thoughts and plans are for the coming year as well with YouTube. If you're going to share it, you might sort of think, oh, I'm going to keep this one secret until I suddenly throw it out there, which is quite fair enough as well. And just sort of waiting to see and hear what everybody's got to add to that. I've been going 1 hour and 5, and I started late, and I mean, I sort of got chatting to Jocelyn, and then, oh, goodness me, you know, I had the live stream set to start at 10:30 this local time. I know I wouldn't have met you before I did, yes, true. And I was chatting away with Jocelyn on Messenger, Lucky I didn't call her, otherwise, you know what phone calls are like, and I'll be yabba 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 for hours, and you know, Gail knows how that is too. When I've called and then we've been talking away, and it's been an hour or something. Goodness me. So I'm glad it was just on Messenger, and I sort of looked at it. Oh, goodness me, it's 9:30. I better quick shower and that, because I looked an absolute mess. So wanting to shower and wash my hair and all of that. So, and then you know, wanted something to eat for breakfast, and that's you know, just made a bowl of you know, granola and probiotic yogurt and a little bit of honey and a little bit of protein powder, you know, mix it up, like what I put on the cooking channel, Arielle-Viking Cooks. So did that and had that, and looked at the time, it was 10:35. I thought, oh, quick, run out with the computer, run out with the phone so I can go live. So I hadn't even had my coffee yet. I was just about to make my coffee, and then, oh, I should go live. So you'll be having a bit of a giggle at that one. It's been sort of crazy. Got to swirl the cup around. That's one thing when you make chocolate, it always seems to settle to the bottom. Why is that? Why is that? Maybe somebody can answer that. First world problems. When you make a cup of chocolate, why does the chocolate always settle to the bottom of the cup? And so, yeah, I know you'll all be giggling at that one. And I probably shouldn't yabber away too much longer. Because it's a laxative. I didn't know that. I don't think chocolate is. I didn't make it using using those laxette chocolates. I did not make hot chocolate using those little squares. No. Yeah, I remember getting those as a little girl, and you'd melt it down and make some chocolate candies with, and just sort of hide them somewhere. You know, if there was somebody that you wanted to you know, teach a lesson to because that annoyed you, well, yeah, that was a good thing. Yeah, I've never had that issue with copy either. I don't know why some people it does that. I sort of find, unless caffeine's really, really over the top, it doesn't sort of keep me awake. I guess you could say I'm pretty resistant to caffeine. You know, the only coffee that will actually keep me awake, like really keep me awake, is Vietnamese coffee. But if you've anyone who's ever been in Vietnam and had real Vietnamese coffee will know what I mean. When they make it, you could actually nearly stand the spoon up in your cup. You know, it's that strong and that thick. And it's absolutely amazing, real Vietnamese coffee. Yeah, how naughty. Everybody's laughing at that one. But, you know, it was one of the few ways that I could sort of get back at them, you know. And, of course, I never sort of let on what happened. That was with the family that I grew up with, and I had my reasons. They treated me absolutely terribly, and we're talking about all sorts of abuse. So, you know, them getting hit with some laxettes was, you know, really par for the course. And, you know, we're talking about all sorts of abuse that they'd put out on me. So, they're lucky that they only really got, you know, some extra trips to the restroom, really. they got off pretty lightly. Serbian coffee, yeah, I'd never heard of that. Is that sort of like Greek coffee or Turkish coffee or something like that? I mean, I have tried Greek coffee, and the thing I find the most off-putting about Greek coffee is that they leave the coffee grounds in it. I mean, they're ground up that fine, but you want to stop drinking about halfway. Oh yes, bulgurs, yep. You want to stop drinking that about half, or, you know, 2/3 down the cup, because the bottom will be absolute, you know, crap, you know. That's what I found with Greek coffee. And actually, if I was making it their style, I'd actually let it settle out and then just pour off the top into my cup, and you know, that would be that. Well, Vietnamese coffee, the way you make it is, it's really black and really strong and really thick, but it's actually it doesn't contain the grounds. It actually drips through your actual coffee when you're making it. And it drips through really, really, really slowly. So it really infuses the coffee. And of course, you're starting off with a lot of ground Vietnamese coffee in, I don't know if you've ever seen the thing they use when they make it. It's sort of like, I guess you could say, a cup on top of a cup, and the cup on top sort of like, it's sort of a filter, but it sort of drips through that really quickly. So you could sort of say like a pour through coffee, but it's Vietnamese grown coffee and roasted and everything, with, you know, whatever they do with coffee when they're making it. Probably close to Turkish coffee. The grounds are mud. And the bottom of the cup, yep. Got to read this, I can't sort of see it. I'm literally crying. Oh, Stephanie says, I don't drink coffee, and I am with you on that after these stories from Arielle. Yeah. But yeah, Vietnamese coffee doesn't have that mud, because it's actually, you know, filtered. And then once you have, I mean, you could drink it black like that, but generally, what you do with it is you're adding, then once it's sort of dripped through, you're adding condensed milk on the top. Or when they're making it, they may sort of have like condensed milk on the bottom of the cup, and it sort of drips through, and then you just stir it through before you drink it. But it's absolutely amazing, Vietnamese coffee, when it's made sort of in the traditional way, with the traditional Vietnamese coffee. You probably don't want to drink it too late in the day, but, you know, it's really, really brilliant. I mean, I love coffee. I don't mind tea, but I'm more into drinking like, you know, cold tea, like sweet tea, that sort of thing. Instead of the English style where they're making a pot of tea and drinking hot tea. I'm just not into it. Somebody driving around making a lot of noise. I'm just not into it. I don't think it's sort of, people are often, they're either a tea drinker or a coffee drinker. If I was making a pot of tea, I'm more into actually, you know, the green Japanese tea or the green Chinese tea. I'm more into that. If you're going to be drinking hot tea, I'm more into that. And I think I'll have to go to T2 to get some, because you cannot get it in the supermarkets here, is proper decent green Japanese tea. That's, you know, good. There's a few green teas in the supermarkets, but they're all that sort of, you know, they're just like, you know, the Twinings brand or what have you, and they're rubbish, you know what I mean? Trash. Oh yes, mocha. They're basically just bloody trash, and I don't like them, you know. They're full of chemicals, they've been sprayed, and they're just the sweepings off the floor. Whereas if I'm drinking like Japanese green tea, I'm actually wanting the real thing, you know, come from Japan, or Chinese green tea that's come from China, but it's come from the small tea growers that's sort of grown organically, and there's no chemicals, and there's no, you know, there's no junk in it, no trash in it, you know what I mean? Matcha, yeah. Is that tea you mean? Matcha tea? I have heard of it, but I don't exactly know what it is. But I got the, living a long time in Asia, I got the taste for decent green tea, if you know what I mean. And I'm going to have to go and refill this cup up again because it's a bit breezy and the wind's a bit cool coming off the ocean. And I might as well keep chit-chatting away because it's not like I've got anything else to do just at the moment. Okay, I'm coming back. I'm coming back. But, you know, talking about this tea, I'd be walking around like there'd be a few small malls like you know, in Bangkok, or when I was in Kuala Lumpur, hot lemon and honey when I don't feel good yet. And the tea stores there, we're not talking about T2, maybe you all know T2, maybe you don't, I don't know. Oh, thank you, Tamara, great to see you. And yes, that's awesome, Stephanie. Oh yes, matcha teas, finely ground powder, Japanese special green colour tea, yep. I love Starbucks iced matcha frap or frappe. Oh, thank you, Jeff. Yeah, you too. Have a great day and a great evening, New Year's Eve, yes. But you would actually, going to these small tea stalls like, you know, in the middle of the mall, I'd have like a small booth or something. And generally it would be like an old Japanese guy or an old Chinese guy running it. And, you know, they'd have like the old style Japanese teapots and tea service. I'd like the little burner, and they'd actually heat the water and make the tea in front of you, and you would have a taste and have a sample before you bought some. And so, you know, you've got these very tiny little egg cups that they're pouring it out into, and, you know, you'd be trying about 4 or 5 or even 10 different ones before you decided on the exact one that you wanted. And, you know, they'd actually blend it themselves. Or you could have like a single blend, you know, just from the one location or the one farm. And it wouldn't be ground up, it would actually be you're buying it in the whole leaf. And they have like a little bag they sell it in, but getting it out of, you know, sealed packets. Small packets, but it's sealed up, vacuum sealed and all of that. And when you're buying it, they're actually measuring it out. And, you know, far, far, far better than anything you even could get at T2. And, you know, leave everything for dead that you'd buy at the supermarket. You know, Twinings or Lipton or whatever, it's all trash compared to what you would buy in these stores. And so, you know, I've sort of got quite fussy on what tea I actually really like when I'm making hot tea, from, you know, buying it in Asia and buying real tea. And I know you're probably all quite interested to hear that. Another cup of chocolate, and this chocolate's actually quite nice. It's just all the sachets of hot chocolate, you know, what is it, All Cap or whatever from Aldi. But yeah, it's really, really quite nice. So, you know, going with that one and enjoying that one. You know, maybe some of you might like to share your experiences with different teas as well. And, you know, you say about Starbucks that I've been, you know, getting the real Vietnamese coffee or the Asian coffee, buying around Asia where, you know, some mom and pop store is making it. You probably wouldn't drink Starbucks that often again after having those. Oh, thank you, Stephanie. I really appreciate you coming, and yes, we'll see you next time. I don't think a marathon, seeing the new year, is going to happen. I normally would. I mean, last New Year's Eve, yeah, I was sitting in the stink house and ran a live stream marathon because there wasn't anything else to do, and you know, sat there and had a couple of bottles of wine and got blasted on those couple of bottles of wine running the live stream. So I don't know if that'll be happening this year. I don't think it will be somehow. And I mean, I don't normally drink much, so I sort of get blasted pretty quickly if I do open something and drink something. Also, Jan, I hope, is on the mend. Jan was sick over Christmas, and we'd all been remembering her in our thoughts and prayers. And I hope Jan of Simply Jan Homestead, I hope she's now on the mend. Jan did say she was coming out of hospital. She messaged me, I think it might have been a couple of days ago or something. She said she was coming out today, you know, meaning the day that she messaged me. So I must send her a message and see how she's getting on. I do hope she's, you know, on the road to recovery and feeling a lot better. I was told what the condition was, and I'd never heard of it and didn't know what it was, and I'd sort of Googled it, and yeah, it's not a very nice thing to have. So I hope she's feeling a lot better, and I believe with that condition she was talking about, that there might be some dietary restrictions from now on as well. So hoping that's not too onerous. Or onerous. Does anybody want to have anything you want to share? Before I do end this, an hour and 28, I might sort of end it at an hour and 30. So if anybody wants to share anything, please do so. And of course, if anybody in blue wants to share a video link or a channel or a friend's video or your own video, please do so. I know that Gail's starting, I'm not sure who else is in the collaboration, Gail. January 1, you're starting a collaboration. Is it Pseudo Family Creates or something like that? Where everybody will be, and I believe it's an open collaboration, where everybody will be able to share what they have created using Suno, and it doesn't have to be Suno, but it can be any AI platform as well. What songs you've created and that sort of thing using those platforms that you can share there. So letting everybody know about that. And if Google, what was I saying, Google? If Gail is still here, she could drop the link for that, and we'll get that shared out. And yeah, I must tag the video that I'll have going live in a couple of days for that, a music video, and that could go into Gail's playlist. So I must tag that and get that done, and then it could sort of go into there. And of course I'll be doing some during the year for that, and I believe Gail said that goes all year, so do keep that in mind. And if anybody else has got any other open collabs coming up that you know about, please do share them here as well and get that out. I hope, I don't know, but I'm sure and hope Three Can Shy would be going ahead again in February. It went last February. It was such fun, and hoping it goes again this February. And I know that's was run last year by Butler Family Farm, Jerry and Susan, and also Jan of Simply Jan Homestead. They were the two channels hosting that, so hopefully that goes ahead, because that was such fun last year. It was so funny. So, and you know, February, things are pretty, I guess you could say, bleak and dark. You know, the you know, all the Christmas fun is done, and the New Year fun is done, and it's sort of you know, it's nothing real exciting going on for a while, and February's sort of a pretty dull sort of month. So, you know, I think the Three Cans Shy collaboration was really so wonderful for February. It's such fun. And I know a lot of you, you're sort of just hanging out for some warmer weather, that you can sort of start sort of getting some things started for your gardens, and you know, start getting some you know, outdoor projects, or back into outdoor projects. But if, you know, the weather's cold and you know, pretty bleak and that for you all, and in this location the weather's bloody hot and pretty bloody bleak because it's too hot. So, you know, something like that in February is really such fun and really wonderful. Okay, I've yibba-yabbered along enough now, and all of that, so I probably should call it. Nobody's calling out any collaborations or anything. So I'm going to wish everybody a very, very happy New Year if I don't sort of see you beforehand. Don't think I'll be going live. I don't, are you going live at all, Gail, or is Jan going live, or you and Heather tomorrow? Healthy Goals Wednesday. If you are, I'll catch you there. I'm not sure if you are. You may be taking the day off. Just give Gail a couple of minutes if she's still here. Of course, if that's going on, I'll make sure I get that shared out on my community tab and whatnot. It'd be great if it is going ahead, but I could understand if it's not. You know, you, Gail and Heather wanting to have a bit of a rest and a bit of a break, and maybe Jan the same with her live stream after, and maybe Linda also of another time. Don't think she may be going live, I'm not sure, for Wednesday, but you know, if she is, I'd happily be sharing that out too. Okay, just waiting if anybody's got anything you want to share quickly. Otherwise, I will call it, and call it for the day, and not keep yibber-yabbering away here and driving you all crazy or what have you. And my nose is starting to run with this cool breeze here, so I will have to call it. So yeah, we will call it, and I wish you all a very, very happy New Year if I don't see you beforehand. I don't think I'm going live tonight, like in 12 hours time or 11 hours time or what have you. So everybody take care, be blessed, and until next year, bye bye. Hoorah! Devil Dog, hi there, great to see you. I'm just about to call it, but yeah, thanks for coming in. Yeah, I'm just about to call it. I could keep going if you want to say hello. Give me a chance to say hello and all of that. No problem. Oh yeah, just saw him live. It's not like I've got to go anywhere, so you know, I can hang on for a few more minutes. I was just about to press the button on the stop, and I just saw you come in. I really, really appreciate you coming in and showing support. I really do. So yeah, that's much appreciated. I do have a video premiering. Is it tomorrow? Or is it the day after? I believe it'll be New Year for you all. In the New Year. It's been a long day, yeah. Yeah, my day, it's about lunchtime here. But with a day ahead, or 16, 17 hours ahead. 12, 16 now. So, you know, a bit under 12 hours. It'll be New Year in this location. But yeah, I think I've got the video premiering. It'll be Thursday evening for you all. So about 2 days. Yeah, I'm currently in Melbourne, Australia. Yeah, I'm hoping to get things sorted, and then next year in August get over to you all, and you know, be relocated over by you all, and out of this crazy upside down country. Things definitely ain't improving here. Yeah, I have seen Radio Jonesy before. I've seen him in a couple of your lives, and yeah, Tasmania. Which is further south than here. I'm in Melbourne, Victoria, and he's further south, the island state down below us, yeah. And I believe he has a lot better weather than what we have here. And don't get us hot. Yes, Tasmania Island, yeah. I must try and catch some of his videos. I just don't get time the way things are now. I'm really having a struggle to keep up with everybody. And I get so buried with alerts. Patamelons? Is that a channel, Patamelons? I don't know. And I mean, I'm subscribed to like 800 or 1,000 channels, so I'm just, oh, you know, I'm just inundated. Like the wallabies. Oh, you know, oh, like the kangaroo thingy. Little version of kangaroos, yeah. Oh, that's interesting, yeah. I must Google that and look into that, yeah. Yeah, I don't really know much about Australian wildlife, I'm afraid. So, you know, sort of if I watch something on YouTube that I sort of learn something about Australian wildlife, yeah. Yeah, that's interesting. I did see some kangaroos once in a video. I mean, not at the zoo, but out in a paddock or something. So that was really interesting to catch that. I hadn't sort of seen them out in the wild like that before, actually. They like bread, yeah. Oh, cool, yeah. And I saw a koala bear at the zoo. I haven't seen a koala bear in the wild yet. You know, I've been around, walking around the woodland trails and sort of looking to see if I can find one, but I haven't seen one. Maybe they're there, but I haven't seen them. Not knowing where to look either, I guess. So, you know, I've only ever seen koala bear at the zoo. But you know, we'll have to try and get somewhere to see some. One of the plans is to go to Werribee Zoo. Well, yeah, I've seen the cockatoos. They're bloody noisy, you know. I haven't seen the penguins except at the zoo. I saw the penguins at the zoo. Cockatoos I've seen around here, and they're really noisy, and they're actually quite pretty to see, but they're actually quite destructive too. Well, I believe there's some beaches around here, and I need to go at the right time where I could actually see penguins as well. Magpies, I've seen them around here, and yeah, they're pretty cool. The place I was living at until September last year, they actually had some magpies that was sort of nearly tame, actually. And you know, they'd come and be fed, and they'd come and drink water from the bird bath and swim in the bird bath, and it was really quite cool. There was a seal or something. Yeah, I did see that on the news. Yes, there was a seal. And that was actually not far away from here. It was only something like about 10 miles away from here or something. I'd seen it on the news, and if I knew that it was happening at the time, I actually would have gone down there to see it. But by the time I'd sort of heard it on the news, the seal had sort of moved on and he was gone. Yeah, I know, they did name him something, and I can't remember his name, but they did say on the news, was it Grumpy or something? I'm trying to think of his name. Grumpy or something? I did see it on the news, yeah. I watch a lot of the news on YouTube, and it might have been on, you know, Sky News or something. But yeah, I do remember that. It was only the last day or two. It wasn't that long ago. It was within the last couple of days. But yeah, if I knew about that when it was happening, I would have actually gone down to see it, because, you know, only about 10 miles away from here. It was sort of was at a place called Mornington, which is only you know, the next suburb down along the Port Phillip Bay. So yeah, I pity that I missed that, because I would have gone and had a look and filmed him, you know, but keeping well back, because they can get quite nasty, apparently. And you've got to stay a certain distance away from them, or they'll fine you, actually. So, you know. So I would have been trying to zoom in with my camera to get him. Okay, an hour and 44, an hour and 45, so I am going to call it now for the day. I'm thinking I need to you know, I'm nearly drunk. Another cup of chocolate. Had a cup of coffee to start off with, and then I made a cup of mocha, so all of that. Yeah, I'm wishing you all a wonderful new year. I'm a bit sort of about going out somewhere because of all that's been going on here, and you know, there's talk that those who are creating trouble and mayhem are not all cleaned up yet. So certainly don't want to be around some repeat of what happened in Sydney at Bondi. So, you know, not wanting to be around a big crowd of people, actually. So yeah, I will call it. A huge thanks to everybody. Now I am going to call it. So everybody, Happy New Year, and stay safe and be blessed. And until next time, bye bye.